Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Bourbon Basement. I'm Ryan,
And I'm Steve.
and today we're doing episode or part two of episode three of the
Confuse everybody.
part two of episode three of the series that we have going on here within the Bourbon Basement, and it is the price range series. Today, this episode and the last episode is the $15.01 to $20 bourbons. Not one of these bourbons sitting up here or the three that we did in the last episode are over $20. Not where we got them anyway. They may be more expensive some places than others, but we're not lying to you when we say that all of these are $20 to $15.01.
That's right. And these are not live shows, but they are recorded in front of a live studio audience. So it'll be limited editing. Just if you go back and watch these shows, just that's an FYI for everybody. But so yesterday, Rye, we had 9 bourbons.
Yes.
All right.
Narrowed it down to
We
one out of those three.
we narrowed it down to 3 just with the spin of the wheel. Then we did a taste off and had one winner. So that winner is going to go up against the winner of the next 2 episodes. So you want to start with the wheel again?
I mean, we might
It's
as well
it's a little bit better.
before we go through and saying a little bit about all these bourbons, you might as well narrow
Yeah.
it down to the.
So now last time I noticed that you couldn't really see the writing on our wheel, so I did it a little bit darker. Hopefully it can be seen. What does it look like over there?
I mean, you can see that there's writing on it, but I doubt you're going to be able to tell
All
what
right.
it
Well,
is.
you'll just have to trust us. So what we're going to do is spin and get our 3 contestants for the day.
Our wheel's still messed up.
No, it's good. What do we got? Oh,
Ooh,
Jim or JW Dant. Right there. All right.
well, JW.
All right. Give her a spin. Each one of these bottles is on the wheel 2 times, so you might get damned again. Fighting Cock. There you go.
Number two, we'll do this one.
JW Dan.
Okay.
It's definitely wanting to play today. JW Dan.
Okay, if you remember last episode, I rolled and I got like the blank spaces on the board like 3 or 4 times.
We had 9 and 12 spots on the wheel, so we had 3 blanks.
It's crazy.
Evan Williams, Bottled in Bond. All right, there's our 3 contestants today.
There
So
we go.
let's get the other 3 off the show.
Until next time, anyway.
Our producer is asking some questions. And she does realize that we're taping, but it is live studio audience, so it doesn't matter. Limited editing, as I said. All right, so let's tell them a little bit about these 3 bottles that's going to be competing today. You pick one and you start.
Okay, I guess I'll just go JW here.
No.
This is a genuine sour mash. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It is 100 proof. We were talking about in the last episode how you're finally getting into these 100 proof bourbons
With
rather than
your
your 80s and 85s, maybe
Yeah,
90s
you're
here and there.
above $15, lower than 20 though.
This is bottled in bond, so it is 4 years old.
4 years.
Disappointing that it's still got the screw tap on it for a bottled in bond bourbon,
It
but
was, I
anyway.
think it was 18.99 or 17.99.
I can't really say anything. Well or 12, guys. And
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna keep
Put a
saying
cork in it,
put a cork in
Buffalo
it, Buffalo
Trace.
Trace. But this one is bottled in bond. Uh, the Dant Distillery Company in Bardstown.
Which that's produced at Heaven Hill.
Okay, so this is produced at Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
That's about all there is to say about this one, I think.
All right.
It pretty much sums it up. Pretty simple label and everything.
All right, and I'll go to the Fighting Cock. Fighting Cock, 103 proof Kentucky straight bourbon. That is bottled in by 4 years old. This one has no age statement. But it's a Kentucky straight, so it has to be at least
2.
This also is produced by Heaven Hill.
That's obvious.
Actually got these 2 bottles at that distillery.
And then obviously, guys, by the name of this one, Evan Williams bottled in bond. This one is obviously also bottled in bond, so it is at least or it is 4 years.
4 years old.
4 years old.
You're getting some 4-year-old bourbons.
Another 100
$20.
proof. Another 100 proof, but under the Bottled and Bond Act, they have to be 100 proof.
That's right.
So it can't go any more than that. Bottled under U.S. government supervision. Single distillery, DSP, Kentucky 1. Don't know what all that means, but maybe someone out there does. Of course, distilled and bottled by Old Evan Williams Distillery in Louisville.
So Evan Williams. So we got 2 Heaven Hill products. You know what? I just noticed some. So we have 3 Heaven Hill products in our under $20. Our 1501 to $20. There's 3 Heaven Hill products. The other one being JTS Brown that we did the other day. Now
Yes, the
it
one we
didn't
did.
win. I think it got second, but it was another Heaven Hill product.
I
All right.
think it got
So I'm
second.
definitely glad we're doing a blind today. Do you know why?
One.
Because I've never had any of these,
Okay.
not one of them, but I've heard some super duper things about the Evan Williams bottled and bond. I heard it was a fantastic bourbon for under $20,
Well, we're
and
gonna see how
we're
it
getting ready
compares.
to find it today
It's all alone up here within
between the
the
Heaven
Heaven
Hill.
Hills stuff, so we're gonna see how it goes,
All
I
right, so
guess.
after we pick a winner on this today, that'll be our number two winner, right? And then those three bottles by default will face each other next episode.
This is like in a seeded tournament. The luck of the draw, guys. Some of these could be going up against what you all may think is like the best bourbon out there, and it's just kind of like underdog stories.
Yeah, but eventually it's going to come down to the one bourbon anyway.
Right.
Best bourbon under $20.
And this is just our personal opinions. Don't let us
Yeah.
sway your opinions.
All right, so I'll do the screw top. You can do the cork pops because
Yay.
you like to do them.
I do like the pops.
And then we'll kind of do what we did yesterday with the blind pouring. So
Another one of those that they didn't leave
you
the top
know,
open.
you know what I'm drinking. I know what you drinking or drinking, but you don't know what
Oh, here we go.
each other is
They
drinking.
actually made it to where you could peel that one off.
So I'm gonna get a little cheat sheet over here.
Wow. This one's giving me a run for my money, guys.
While we're promoting or doing this cork pop
Right.
and stuff, I'm gonna promote our Derby episode. So first Saturday in May is what?
Derby Day.
The Kentucky Derby, the Run for the Roses, and we are going to actually do a special the first Friday in May. It's going to be our Derby episode.
Indeed.
All that, and that's a screw top as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why even wrap it up? Just
Bottled in Bond Act.
okay. I'm really worried that this one's a screw top now too.
All right, I got my cheat sheet, so I know what you're drinking, but you don't know. And then I'll actually give my props to the what I'm drinking. So, yeah. So tune in our live episodes on Friday night at 6 o'clock. Not this Friday, but next Friday is our Derby special.
We will be
Uh,
live this Friday.
it's gonna be, yeah, we'll be live this Friday too. It'll be a special episode as well.
Where's
But
those scissors at? We're
not a
getting into
Derby
this bad boy
episode.
one way or another.
Well, I don't know. What'd you do with them? Because you had them yesterday. Don't cut yourself. We'll have all the tops off.
I think this is a screw top.
No way. This is kind of awesome.
This is kind of sucky. We ain't gonna have no fresh pops today, folks. All three screws.
Well,
What?
nothing. Be careful what you're talking about there.
It's a PG show.
PG.
Minus the fact that we're drinking alcoholic beverage. Drink responsibly.
I wrote you number 1, 2, 3 down here, so you know what I'm drinking, and then you can kind of describe what you want on yours.
I'll tell you one thing. They don't want you in these bad boys.
Well, nobody's going to go into the liquor store and
And
get
just take
into
a
it
little sippy.
without the
I don't
owner
know, other than
without the owner knowing, will they?
they didn't have any plastic on theirs.
Well, it definitely looks like a cork when you got it all wrapped up like that. So,
It's very
all right.
unfortunate that these are all screw tops, but I'm
So
not going to hold that against them.
when we pour these, your number one, your number two, your number three, my number one, my number two, my number three. Our left to right, their right to left. But we know which one it is. So when I pour yours, 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to write that down. 1, 2, 3, what I poured. You won't know. So when you're tasting it, it'll be blind.
I'm aware how it
When you
works.
pour it, well, I'm kind of explaining to them, but talking to you. So same thing with me. You're going to pour left to right. 1, 2, 3. I won't know what I'm drinking, but you will. Yesterday I poured first, so today I'll let you pour first.
Oh.
So I'm gonna cover my eyes up, get with it, because I just look silly standing over here in the corner.
Maybe we'll just leave him there.
Ah. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. No, I don't know. You may get to see the whole thing. Woo-wee. I'll try not to look at the bottles.
I think the bottles look pretty even. All right, there's yours.
All right. Now, what are you gonna do? You gonna walk off the screen there?
Yeah.
All right, and turn yourself around. All right. Got mine covered up. So, all right, we'll go ahead and put the caps on. So we've been blind the whole time. You don't know what you're drinking. So this is definitely a blind tasting. So all right, I'm gonna start in here with one.
All right, number one. We may not be drinking the same thing, but these are both of our number ones.
Mine has a very pleasant aroma. Still getting a lot of sweetness and some sugary, but I expect that.
So we got two 100 proofs and a 103 up here.
Two bottled in bonds, and then a 103 proof. I'm kind of doing it. So we determined that these were capable of sipping. It seemed like our first
Seemed like it.
episodes, you couldn't really sip it. It didn't have that.
It wasn't very enjoyable to sip. You're getting into the sipper range now where you could sit back, either drink this neat or put it on the rocks and enjoy drinking that alone rather than mixing it or something like that. Or just knocking it back like a cowboy just to get yourself a little feel good going on.
I don't know what this is, but
I'm enjoying mine thus far.
this taste, this does not taste like a under $20 bourbon.
It's pretty good, really. The one that I'm drinking, I don't know if I'm drinking the same one.
I'm pulling out a lot of stuff in this. A lot of caramel and vanillas. Uh, I'm getting a little bit of dry oakiness in there.
We might be drinking the same one because I'm kind of in the
Usually our
same.
palates are way different though.
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm getting a lot of upfront sweetness, and then the um, the aftertaste and the finish is kind of spicier with the oaky
You
finish.
get the
Uh,
oaky finish on mine too.
uh, but boy, it's really sweet up front and on the nose. It's very sweet on the front of your tongue, and then once it starts flowing back, you start feeling that proof a little bit more in the back of your throat. I know that none of these are really high proof, but you start feeling that little tingling sensation going on back there, and you start getting that the more spices come out, and then the oakiness really hits you on the aftertaste.
That's a really good bourbon,
I
whichever
enjoyed the
one I
one that
got.
I had. We won't go too in depth with these guys because these are still just $20 or $15.01 to $20 bourbons. We're not doing like a full on tasting. We're just comparing to narrow down. We'll go a little bit more in depth, I guess, when we get to the championship round of this because we're actually trying to decide the winner. We're just trying to decide our contestants at this point, so we're not going to go too in depth.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give mine a point grade.
I guess I'll do points up front this time.
Yeah, before. So do your points. So my number one, my number two, my number three. Of course, I don't know what it is.
I've given mine a ranking.
Okay, mine has a ranking as well.
Once again, neither one of us know what we're ranking right now, just both of our number one bourbons.
All right.
So
So
number
our
two,
number two bourbon.
I've already cleansed my palate with the water. I'm gonna go get a little hit off my coffee beans, a little caffeine high.
This is fun. I like having the blinds, not knowing what I'm drinking. I want to do this more with the more upscale bourbons because if I can pick a $20 or $30 bourbon that I like as well as a $80 to $100 bourbon, why not drink the $20 to $30 bourbon? You know what I mean?
Okay, both of my smells that I've got so far have been very enjoyable. Wow,
Okay. This one has no smell.
we're not drinking the same one.
I do not smell this one at all.
I'm getting a lot of upfront brown sugar on this one.
I think
A little bit of nutmeg.
my sniffer's just cracked out because I'm getting nothing.
We're not drinking the same one, that's for sure. Okay, very different on the taste aspect as to what I was getting on the smell.
My second one, I get nothing. It's very mild, if anything, and I'm having to really like to get something.
I know what this one is. I know what that one is just off of the first sip. And I've never had any of these three bottles, but I know just off of what I know what
Really?
that bourbon is.
Okay. Well, we'll let you guess this time. Yesterday, I kind of cut you off.
No, I didn't want to guess.
Mm. My number two, you all probably saw Ryan pour it. I don't know what it is. This one's not got a lot of sweetness in it.
I'm not a big fan of this one.
This one here is it's very mild. All I really get is really the heat on the after. Uh, and maybe it's just because I had that first one, and I know I say this one. I don't know that it's this one. My first
It's
one,
this one.
my first one and it brought out a lot of different flavors. This kind of has one flavor profile.
And apparently
Uh,
no smell.
I, I didn't get it in a lot of smell. It's real hard to smell. Only has real like one flavor profile, and that's just a real mild vanilla. And then as you swallow and it sits on the tongue, you get some spicy notes and a little bit of heat on my tongue. It lingers a little bit, that heat does. Uh, this one's definitely going to score lower than my first one.
The one that I just had definitely scores lower than my first one, and I think I know exactly what it is. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Out of what we've had thus far, between this price range, that is my least favorite out of any of them.
Well, this one being so mild, and like I said, the only thing I get is the after the swallow, I get the little bit of heat on the back of my tongue. I think you could probably get yourself in trouble with this one. I think if you want to drink and just get plastered, you could probably drink a lot of this one because
And
you're really searching for something and it's not there.
I don't know, man, and it doesn't have a good finish. It keeps coming back at you, that aftertaste
We'd be
finish.
talking about different bourbons.
We most definitely probably 100% are at this at this point. Most definitely probably 100%.
So you like the aroma though, but you didn't like the taste.
Aroma was fine. The taste was very different and honestly not my favorite.
All right, I'm
So
gonna score my number two.
yeah, I'm doing that now. I'm not being super harsh on it, but I did give it a lower rating than my first.
All right, so I'm just kind of keeping my scores in mind from yesterday too, because we just did an episode on this yesterday. So this
I'm
is
not comparing to those. I'm comparing to these.
well, I know, but I gave my winner had 16 points, so that's kind of where I'm going with it.
This one smells very similar to the last one. I'm on my third one and I've not smelled one that doesn't have a smell.
The second one for me didn't have a smell really. When we start talking about what they are, you can counteract my no smell and tell me what you thought of it.
I get a little bit of fruitiness out of this one. Nuttiness like a peanut. It's almost like trail mix.
Well, see, we might be on the same one this time because
It's
I
almost
get
like
a
trail mix.
I get a little bit of fruit, maybe a raisiny fruit in there, like you're talking about trail mix.
A sweetness. This might be trail mix. They
This is a pretty sweet smell for me.
Yes, it's very sweet. And it is still staying sweet on the palate.
We might be on the same one because this one is very sweet to me on the palate too. I get sugar. I don't even get brown sugar. I get straight white, pure bottom of your Cheerios sugar.
Sugar cane sugar.
I get sugar, and but I enjoy it.
It's very, very enjoyable.
I
Very
enjoy like,
smooth.
and when I say bottom of your Cheerios, that's because this is what that's reminding me of. When I was younger, I had my Cheerios, and I mean, I gobbed sugar on it, where you could go into the bottom and scrape the sugar onto the spoon and eat it with your
With
milk and
Cheerios, we
Cheerios.
always
Oh
did that with
man.
Rice Krispies.
Well, this the same with Rice Krispies, but the smell and the taste is reminding me of the Cheerios with the sugar. Uh, I enjoy this very much.
That one coats your mouth a little more than the other ones. A little thicker. Just as far as the color goes, guys, I'm ranking them literally all about the same. I
I
don't
think
think we mentioned that.
my third one, it's another one that I say that drinks better than a $20 bourbon.
I could
Uh,
agree with that
it's up
on the one
there.
that I
It's
have.
up there with the first one. The difference in the aroma. The first one, the aroma was better. The second one, this aroma was good. Or I'm sorry, the third one, the aroma was good. Uh, but the taste of this one, very sweet and sugary. I'm trying to see if I can get some more than just sugar and Cheerios out of there. But
I have picked out my three answers and I have also graded all three. So I have my winner in my book.
this is a pretty
It's pretty
pretty
decent.
daggone good bourbon. I enjoyed two out of the three of these bourbons very much, and I think you really poured me a bunch.
Probably, I don't know.
But
It looks like
black glasses are hard to do, ain't they?
it looks like there's an even amount gone out of all of them. Could have been that stiff. But I've got my answers. So
I would really like to go back and have 1 and 3 poured again and just do a boom boom.
no, that's
To,
not how it works.
I would like to do that to see which one
That's not
boom
how it
boom
works. We didn't do that with the last ones. We didn't do.
because it
You
wasn't
have to
close.
keep it fair.
But my last one wasn't close.
You have to keep it fair.
This is between 1 and 3 is, I mean, I bet it ain't a half point
You have to
between me.
keep it fair.
I got my scores. Are you ready?
Scores are in.
Okay.
How did,
What do you want to do?
so I think we did each individual thing last time. So you went through your guesses
All
and
right,
your
so
rankings.
you go through your guesses and rankings.
All right. So my number one.
Do you want to know what they are, or do you just want to guess and then me tell you what it is?
Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
Uh, so number one I had ranked as a 14.
Okay.
And I said it was fighting cock.
Okay. And you're wrong. Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
Okay, it's Evan Williams. Bottled and bond.
I have a feeling. Okay, I definitely got number two right. I got number one and three
Mixed.
mixed up. I definitely got the second one right though.
All
So
right.
the second one I gave a 9.
A 9.
Yes,
Okay.
and I said it was the JW.
And it was.
Yeah.
How did you know that one?
Genuine sour mash.
But sour mash is what most bourbons are.
It was something about it though. None of these other ones like specify sour, and as soon as I put that in my mouth, something on
You
the
know the
back of my
difference
tongue.
between what a sour mash is and a sweet mash, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
as soon as I put it on my tongue, I was like,
Sour mash has nothing to do with sour.
I'm aware, but I could. There was something about the taste of it.
Okay. I would almost guarantee that every one of these are sour mash.
Did I get it right?
If I look that up, I bet you all of them are sour mash.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you
Move
gave it a
on.
9. All right, move on.
Third one I said was Evan Williams, but it's obviously uh, Fighting Cock, and I gave it a 16.
A 16. So fighting cock won for you.
First time I've ever had that bourbon of any kind. I know that there are slightly more expensive of this brand, right? There's some higher quality.
That's the only fighting cock I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, there may be. I haven't really researched it. I haven't really looked for it. It was just funny because we were at Heaven Hill Distillery and I seen some bourbons I didn't recognize. Fighting Cock was one, and the JTS Brown was one. They actually let me try both of them, so I had tried that one before, but it had been so long ago, and you know how much they give you at the distillery.
Yeah,
It's just a
barely nothing.
little bitty sip. So
They're rationing.
I don't really know how much it was, but I tried it and I liked it, so I bought it. And I bought the JTS Brown. And at the distillery, they said the brown was their favorite, so that was almost automatically
This one
that.
definitely ranked higher than the Brown did
But
for
we
me
also
yesterday.
that day we also bought the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass and the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond.
This is a good bourbon. All right, so what
All right,
what do you got?
all right. So my number one, um, I'm thinking it's Fighting Cock.
Yeah.
Is it the Bottled and Bond? Is it Evan Williams?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad because it ranked the 17, and it was very good. And to be honest,
Now, just so you know, both of our scores, I'm sure that Fighting Cock was up there too, but both of our scores um, on Evan Williams were very high.
yeah,
And he already
uh,
said that he had heard some good things about Evan Williams, and it seemed to
I
rank.
heard this was an incredible bourbon, and like I said in my comments, it ranked a 17 with me, and it drank more expensive than a $20 bourbon.
I can agree with that.
I thought out of all of them, it was the most unique. It had a lot of different flavor profiles. And if you sit there and sip it long enough, you can probably pull different flavors out of that one. The other two were pretty, hey, this is what I am. And not that they were bad, but this is what I am. And that's what it was. All right. So number two, I ranked it a 12. So it had to be the JW Dan.
Yeah.
No, it was the Fighting Cock. I did not like it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay, but I probably won't buy another bottle of that.
I
Uh, I know you did. It actually won for you, and that shows how different we are. Yesterday we were very different. If you did not watch the episode yesterday and you don't know who our first winner is, Spoiler alert, go ahead and close your eyes and close your ears. But our winner is Rebel 100 from yesterday. So it's going into the final round. But the Rebel 100 was his favorite, my least favorite.
Mhm.
So that's how different our things are. And it won because for our total score, it tied with my favorite,
I don't think he knows a
which
good bourbon.
was my favorite, which was his least favorite. And so we did a spin-off, and that's how Rebel won.
I don't
So
think he knows a good bourbon.
my favorite was the JTS Brown, correct? No, my favorite was the Wild Turkey
Yes.
101.
And I said that you were a wild turkey guy,
And
apparently.
that was your least favorite.
Yeah.
So and today it's the same thing. His favorite, Fighting Cock, was my least favorite. But today it's not going to work out for you. You're not going to win by the
Dang.
total scores. I
Well,
can
I'd
already
rank
tell.
this one a 14, so I mean, I'm completely content with that if that ends up winning.
It's going to win because the
I
third
gave the
one, then
JW a
the
90.
JW Dant was my third one. I enjoyed that bourbon.
I did not.
The smell wasn't as good as the Evan Williams. The taste was pretty daggone good. I
I
enjoyed the taste of this one, but the taste was kind of, here I am. This is what you get.
I
I,
didn't
I
enjoy it.
said very sugary, like you pour extra sugar on your Cheerios and then scrape it out of the bottom of the bowl. It took me back to my childhood. I did
I would
enjoy it.
drink that bourbon, but it's not going to be the first one I pull off the shelf.
Well, I gave it a 16, one behind the Evan Williams.
That's insane.
So your your JW scored a 25, 25. Your Evan Williams scored a 32 or 31, and your Fighting Cock, it only scored a 21.
Dang.
Because I'm sorry, your Fighting Cock scored a 28, so it actually got second.
So we don't know how to math anymore here on the Bourbon Basement,
Well,
but
I
we
was
both live in
looking.
Bourbon County. It's
I
okay.
looked at JW's score because it was the number whatever.
So let's pull these back. That, ladies and gentlemen,
Give Evan Williams the trophy.
we don't know. We don't have any more trophies. We're out of trophies.
No, there was one right there on the floor.
Oh, we're going to be out of trophies for next one. So Evan Williams, guys, bottled and bond, $18 bourbon takes the cake on part 2 of episode 3
Part two, episode 3,
of the.
Evan Williams. So Evan Williams will go against Rebel Yell in the finals, and then
It's just Rebel.
I'm sorry, Rebel 100 in the finals. We have 3 more bottles over there to contend. So we'll do an episode on that. That's Thursday. We'll probably do it tomorrow.
Maybe.
But it's not live. It's just in front of a live studio audience. So you all can watch them anytime.
But anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this bourbon. If you've had this bourbon before, I was thoroughly impressed with it. I think that this is a very good sipper. I could see myself pulling this off the shelf, just pouring a glass, just to sip up. I mean, along with these other expensive bourbons, even if I'm just wanting
Yeah.
something a little bit lower price that I don't want to worry about breaking the bank if I pour an ounce and a half of it, I think this is a great choice.
Uh, that's going to be a regular in the bourbon basement.
Really.
The bottled and bond Evan Williams is going to be a regular. I also enjoyed the bottled and bond Heaven Hill, but it's a $40 bottle. This is a 20.
You can't argue with a good bourbon for the price, guys. I mean,
That's right.
that's about as simple as it gets. A little unfortunate that Finding Cock. I actually really enjoyed that bourbon, and I've never had it before, and I was kind of
I only had
surprised.
that one sip. It was very good. Here it just maybe it was because it was up against 2 big time bourbons that I thought were better. I
I
don't
thought
know.
that one of them might have
I
been better.
I liked it the day I bought it, so I don't want to take anything away from Fighting Cock. But this
We got to
bourbon,
narrow it down some way, guys.
yeah,
We
this
got to narrow it
bourbon
down.
was really good and drank more than a 20. I'm going through puberty again. It's bourbon. It's bourbon.
Oh goodness, guys.
All right,
Anyway,
guys.
before we absolutely lose it up here on the set of the Bourbon Basement, you can look forward to seeing Evan Williams bottled and bond along with Rebel 100 in the championship, and our third contestant in the championship will be decided on our next episode. That's part 3 of episode 3. We'll figure something out, guys. But let us know if you're surprised by this choice by us, even being against what they were. Hopefully, you all did go on to enjoy. Once again, we will see you all Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live stream. We hope you'll attend. And as always, guys, why drink alone?
When you could drink with us.
We'll see y'all Friday.
Steve out. Woo-hoo.